Good afternoon, students. Am I audible? Okay, see here. Okay, thank you. While attending your lectures, be attentive because whatever performance will be there from your side is going to calculate it. So be attentive in the lectures and don't miss any lectures. Okay, because this present is also considered for your internal. So keep it in mind that don't. Okay, so be present in the lectures. This present is considered whenever internal is going on. At that time, that part will be considered for your marks. And whatever assignments given by us or whatever test we are conducting over, that is also one part of that system only. Okay, so within 2 minutes we will start our lecture. We will start our lecture. In previous lecture, we have completed thread part up to thread pool. Only we have covered theory of a thread pool. We have not covered that program. Okay, before starting that program, I will revise once again those things what we have covered in previous lecture. In previous lecture, we have seen thread scheduler, then how to sleep the thread for how many microsecond or millisecond, then how to start the thread twice or not, is it possible or not, we have seen its example. Then calling run method, joining the thread, naming a thread, and thread priority, these are the important concepts as well as the daemon thread. And whenever we are in the thread pool, we have seen its theory part. Due to time, we have stopped there only. uh, I will repeat that theory part once again within few sentences so we can move directly towards that examples. Okay, that means that programs. What is meant by thread pool? The thread pool represents a group of a worker thread that are waiting for the job and reuse many types. Means whatever thread we want to work, whatever process of that thread we want to access it for multiple times, we can access it with the help of a worker thread process. Okay, so we will create one worker thread and we can use that worker thread as a one job in our program many times. Okay, in case of a thread pool, a group of fixed size threads are get created, and a thread from the thread pool is pulled out and assigned a job by the service provider. So it acts as our service provider program also. After completion of the job, thread is contained in the thread pool again. Means after using it, it again go back to its thread pool. Okay, so this is the working of worker thread model with thread pool. Uh, its main advantage is what? It's better performance because it saves our time. There is a no need to create a new thread because we have already created one thread and we are using that thread multiple times as per our requirement. So this is the difference between normal thread and pool of a thread. Now we have covered one worker thread program. Okay, now we will move towards our program because we have kept as it is that program due to time limit. Now I will explain it once again so you will not be confused in between that things. First, we have created one worker thread. Okay, it contains different properties of a thread. It means it should contain the run method, otherwise we cannot start our thread properly. It acts as a normal method. In that, different processes are there, different methods are there. So we need to either use the thread class, means either extend the thread class over here or implements the runnable interface. Right now I have implemented runnable method over here because we are writing here some message and we are actually executing in another program which were useful to implement this thread. Okay, don't confuse in between those two programs. These are the very easy programs. See, and one more thing. जर माझा आवाज नाही आला तर मला इंटरप्ट करा किंवा पर्सनली व्हॉट्सअपला मेसेज करा. इथं आभाळ आहे त्याच्यामुळे मला माहिती नाही कधी कनेक्शन जाईल. ओके, त्याच्यामुळे जर कुठेही तुम्हाला वाटलं की कनेक्शन ब्रेक झालंय तर मला एकदा इंटरप्ट करा, आयदर ऑन दिस मीटिंग ओनली और थ्रू व्हॉट्सअप. Okay, now see here. This is our class which contains our worker thread. Now I have written here one variable that is the message, which is the private one, because we are giving this message through this program only, means through this thread. We want to implement this process, means this thread multiple times in our another program. So this message.s means whatever message we are passing through worker thread, that will be comes over here. And why we have used this? Because we have created the constructor, and through that constructor we are passing message to the given string, that is the message. Now this is the normal run method which we are requiring to create or start the thread. In that we have mentioned here current thread, means whatever thread is going on, its name we want to print on the console, and we are sending one message. That thread has started with that message. Whatever message we will pass through our main program, that will be over here. Okay, next, this is one method. This is not inbuilt method, we are writing that method, that is the process message. What we have written? We have written over here, after sending one message, that thread will sleep for 2000 milliseconds. Okay, after sending one message, means first thread message, it will wait for, or sorry, it will sleep for 2000 milliseconds. And if any interruption or if any exception or any other things will happen related to exception part, it will generate exception, and that called as the interrupted exception. Okay, so this is the simple way, and after that we have stopped that thread. Okay, so we are writing this process because whatever thread has started we have printed over here. After that message has been displayed, and after that that thread has stopped its working. Okay, only messages we have passed. So this is the worker thread model. Now we are using same model multiple times in our program. So it acts as our service provider. Whenever we are dealing with such a types of a program, we need to add these two packages in our program. Okay, because we are simultaneously doing two programs which are having threads. At a time we can do multiple threads also. That's why we need the concurrent implementation of this program, that is the worker thread. That's why we have added these two packages, execute service and executor. Then okay, you can take its screenshots, so I can first take its screenshot. So I will move towards its main program. Okay, now I will move towards next program, which holds the worker thread for multiple times. Now you can see here, first same process, because we want to access that worker thread multiple times in our program, which is nothing but pool of a thread, means we are using multiple threads. We are creating multiple threads with the help of worker thread program. Okay, now see, I have created one main method. This is the our program. First, I have created its executor service object. Okay, this is used for the create pool of a 5 threads, because I have passed here total 5 threads, means at a time we are creating 5 threads. Understood? In normal methods, what we are doing, we are creating thread one by one with the help of a program name, means class name. Its object is equal to new class name, and we are starting that thread with the help of a run method. But here we are using the execute service class, which holds the all the method related to thread creation. Okay, whatever we are creating worker thread model, to access that model, we need to create first object. We need to create our threads and we need to start it. So for doing all these processes, execute service class is there, and we are creating its object over here, and here we are passing how many threads we want to start at a time. Now we are starting here total 5 threads, which is act as a one pool. Understood? Which will be stored in the executor object. Then in for loop, this is normal for loop. It starts from 0 and it ends at the 9. Then runnable is the, see here, runnable is the, here we have not attached any file, that's why it is showing like this, but runnable is the class. Actually this is the interface. We are creating its object as a worker, and we are passing our name of worker thread, that is the this program name. If you have given here another name, you can pass here. If you have given your own name, you can pass it that name, and whatever value, this is for the space, and whatever value we are generating from this loop, we are writing over here. And then see here, object of a executor service dot execute worker. लक्षात येत आहे, आपण इथे 5 थ्रेड्स ऍट अ टाइम स्टार्ट केले, विच ऍक्ट्स ऍज अ वन पूल, आणि ते जे थ्रेड्स आहेत ते आपण इथे ऍट अ टाइम एक्झिक्युशन मध्ये यूज केले. कॉलिंग एक्झिक्यूट मेथड फॉर एक्झिक्यूट सर्व्हिसेस. ओके, इट ऍक्ट्स एज अ सर्व्हिस प्रोव्हायडर. अंडरस्टूड? मीन्स ऍट अ टाइम ती जी थ्रेड होती, म्हणजे वर्कर थ्रेड, याच्या थ्रू जी काही प्रोसेस होणार होती ती ऍट अ टाइम 5 थ्रेड्सला प्रोव्हाइड केली. मीन्स it is one type of a broadcasting process. Okay, means one process at a time 5 जणांमध्ये डिवाइड होणार, पण प्रत्येकाचं वर्किंग वेगवेगळं असतं. And after working of all these threads, we will shut down it, because whenever we are creating multiple threads, we need to shut down it. And executor.terminated finished all threads, means first we have to check it whether all threads work has completed or not. For this process, we have given this statement, executor dot terminated. If yes, then finished all threads. Otherwise, it will check if any thread has remained or not. And if remain, it will complete it, and then comes again this while loop and complete its work. So this is for the checking whether all threads are get completed or not. Any queries in it? If you are having any queries, you can ask me, so I can move further. Okay. Okay. So I will run this program. If you want to take it screenshot, you can take it. So after execution, you can take its output. And one more thing, this program is available on the mail. Purposefully, I have taken it from mail because you are unable to implement on the online editor, because you need 2 programs at a time. You can implement it, but there may be some problem because you have to create this class in the same program, and after that you have to start your main program. So that's why I have kept same program which is available on the online tutorials. ओके. कारण जर मी वेगळा प्रोग्राम घेतला तर तुमच्याजवळ रेफरन्सला किंवा तो एक्झिक्यूट करायला कुठला प्लॅटफॉर्म राहणार नाही. That's why I have kept same program as it is. Okay, so if you are having any doubt, you can go through that program. You can implement on that editor only. Otherwise, you are unable to execute this program on online editors. That's why I have taken as it is. Whenever you are having your own laptops, you can design your own code. I will help you. No issues. Okay. So see its output. First, I will increase its size. See here. At the time 4. Okay. Execution करत असताना लक्षात आलं at a time this 5 threads has started because we have given here creating pool of 5 threads means at a time these 5 threads are get created. After that thread 3 has stopped means actually this is third thread, right? Message is 2 because in message we are printing the I value. See here, we are printing this value I, and this value I goes to, see here I am showing you how this message has printed on the console. Okay, see here how that message has printed on the console. Whatever I value we are passing here in worker thread, it goes to worker thread constructor. Through this constructor it goes to this part. Understood? In this message, because through constructor it has stored in the message 1, and that message 1 is get printed on the console, that is the 0, because here first value of I is 0. You can see here first value of I is 0. Okay, so first value of I is get printed over here. Likewise, remaining 5 threads means total 5 threads we have generated. So each and every thread has one I value. That is the message 1, message 2, message 3, and message 4. Likewise, and after that, what we have written in our code? Process message. In process message, we have written whatever thread is going on, it will sleep for 2000 milliseconds. Okay, so after execution of these 5 lines, that thread has wait for 2000 milliseconds, and after that it goes to ending portion. Lakshat येतंय? Now here third thread has worked fast, so it has first ended. After that again it started, again it ended, because its working is going on till end of our code. Okay, till that period its working is going on. That's why, see, calling execute method to executor services. Okay, that's why whenever that pool has started, it will work again. So according to that, it has in working condition up to these values. When for loop will complete its working, it will stop automatically, because we have passed here total 10 values, and after execution of this for loop, it will comes out of it and it will stop its working. Okay, and after that all threads are get finished. So this is the working of program. So I will open it so you can take its screenshot. Okay. So this is the output of your program. Okay. Is there any queries in this program? If yes, you can ask me right now, because the next part is the thread group. Okay, so I will move towards next part. Should I close this? Next part is a thread group. Java provides a convenient way to group multiple threads in a single object. Right now we have not made a groupism. We have used that thread multiple times with the help of a service provider. Okay. Now here we are doing the group of multiple threads in a single object. In such way, we can suspend, resume, or interrupt group of a thread by single method call. Java thread group is implemented by java.language.threadGroup class. Okay, so a thread group represents a set of threads. A thread group can also include other thread group. The thread group creates a tree in which every thread group except the initial thread group has a parent. Okay, so by default, whatever initial group is there, it acts as a parent thread. So here also two constructors are there. Thread group, which having one string parameter, and another constructor of thread group having two parameters, like a parent, a thread group, and string name. Okay, so these are the two constructors. So in program we will see how to use it. Different methods are there, like check access, active count, active group count, destroy to destroy that particular group, as well as get name, get parent, interrupt, isDemon. We can set those processes over here. Then suspend method is there, resume method is there, stop to string. These methods are also there. So we will see one by one. So we will directly move towards program. This is the better option because I cannot show all these methods togetherly, but in program we can show all these methods one by one. Okay, see here, first I have created here one class which implements runnable interface, and we are passing here one method, that is the run, and here we are printing the current thread name. Okay, we are printing through this method current thread name. In main method, as per normal process, we are creating object of this class, and we are creating the thread. But here we are dealing with the thread group, so we need to create object of a thread group. Okay, you can see here right now I have not accessed package, that means class over here. So whenever you are having any type of error, then you can access it. Otherwise, better option, must import this line, this class in your program. See here, it will generate error because that class is already present, so we need to add it, otherwise it will generate error. Okay, so see here, thread group, we can directly create object of a thread group, and here this is the name of parent group, parent thread group. Okay, so you can pass here your own name also, because this is useful for creating the animation, so you can give your own name there. Now we are creating threads. We have first created thread group, and in that we are creating our threads. So first thread, in that we have passed name of a thread group, then runnable. Runnable is the object of our class, and whatever message or whatever value we want to pass over here. Okay, because this is the constructor of a thread class, main thread class. Then we have started that thread. In same way, we have started the second thread and we have started the third thread. After that, we are printing name of a group. For that, get name, like we are printing our thread name with get name method. Same process is available for the group. And after that, we can list those values which are present in that group. Means how many threads are there. We can print over here with the help of a list. Why you are joining at any time in the class? Yes. Why you are joining any time? Right now almost 1:35. Still you are joining. I can understand for 15 to 20 minutes. See here, from next lecture onwards, I will not allow anybody after half an hour. Whatever issues are there, you can contact me or you can message me in the lecture only. I will see those messages. But in the lecture, I will not shift those screens because what happens whenever I am on the one screen, I cannot see who is able to join or not. So better option, join within half an hour. After that, I will not allow anybody to join in this lecture. And this is the last warning from my side. Okay. So after this method, that is the list method, it will show you which thread belonging to which thread group. That's why this list method is there. Right now we have created only one group, so it will from that group only. But whenever we are creating multiple groups, at that time it will generate that much list. Okay. You can see here. First it has printed like this 1, 3, likewise. Okay. This happened due to starting of a thread because we don't know which thread will start at which time. We have not assigned its priority. Okay, whenever we are assigning priority, at that time we can find out which thread will start first and which thread will start next. But here we have not assigned priority, so according to priority of machine or according to JVM, one first thread has started first, then third has started, and after that it has moved towards this part. That is the this one thread group information. It has displayed name of a group, and after that it has printed here which thread is going on. Okay, so here it has shown you which thread is going on, and at that time which thread information is remain. Right now second second thread has not completed its working. That thread is shown over here. Okay, so according to which thread has remained, according to that it will print the list of threads. Okay, so you have to remember it, which has a maximum priority, that thread will be printed in this list. Otherwise, it will not print those names. Here, this second number thread has a maximum priority as a 10, so it has printed over here. Otherwise, it will not print over here. Okay, now suppose I will again execute it. Okay, now you can see here, it has printed it as a 3. Okay, for this time of execution, third thread has a highest priority, means maximum priority. So in trading, you cannot predict one answer. And every time it will generate another answer. You can see here. I have executed this program for 3 times in front of you. Okay, according to JVM, it will generate its output. So we cannot predict at that time we will have those outputs or we will have that type of outputs. We cannot predict it. Okay, you can see here right now two threads has having my highest priority. Then I will run it once again. Again, its values get changed. Okay, you can see here. So we cannot predict its output. So whenever you are dealing with the multi-threading chapter, you cannot predict answer of your code. Okay, if error is not generated, in which pattern you want answer, in that pattern answer is not generated. So you cannot predict it. Okay, so this is the Okay, is there my screen is visible? Yes, is there my screen is visible? Okay. Mhm. Okay, so any doubts are there regarding output? Have you tried multi-threading programs from your side? Have you find out such a type of experience while executing in your program? Because you have run it for the first time, you are having that output, and after execution of that program, second time you will generate a second output. Yes, have you got such a type of experience? If yes, you can share over here. Yes, have you tried? ओके, तर तुम्ही जे पॉसिबल आहे ते ऑनलाईन एडिटरवरती करा प्रोग्राम्स मल्टी थ्रेडिंगचे. आणि त्यावेळेस तुम्ही आउटपुट चेक करा की दरवेळेस तुम्हाला एक वेगळं आउटपुट जनरेट होईल. ठीक आहे, आणि त्याहून तुम्हाला जर काही क्वेरी झाल्या तर कधी पण विचार. कारण की ह्याला आपण फक्त प्रेडिक्शन करू शकतो की हे आउटपुट जनरेट होणार आहे, बट वी कॅनॉट प्रेडिक्ट द सिक्वेन्स ऑफ अवर आउटपुट. वी कॅन प्रेडिक्ट ओनली दी विच आउटपुट मस्ट बी देअर. ओके, सिक्वेन्स मे गॉट चेंज. Have you taken a screenshot? Have you taken program screenshot? If not, then take it. But keep it in mind that its sequence may get vary. Okay. Now I will move towards next part, that is the shutdown hook in Java. The shutdown hook can be used to perform cleanup resource or save the state when JVM shut down normally or abruptly. Okay, when it is used, when JVM shut down at normally or abruptly. Performing clean resource means closing log files, sending some alerts, closing log files, sending some alerts or something else. For that purpose, we need the resource cleaning. So if you want to execute some code before JVM shutdown, use shutdown hook. When you will require it, if you want to execute some code before JVM shutdown, use shutdown hook. So automatically your code is get generated first, and then your JVM will be shut down. Okay. So how to add it in your program? Main main point is what? How to add it in your program. Okay. So I will show you that program. You need two different classes. One is the one thread class, and another one whenever you want to access it in your program. So first I will create two classes. Okay, so this is my first class. So related to thread creation. So I will give name as a thread first. Okay, in that main method is not there. Now here you have to extend the thread class. Obviously you need to create a run method over here. Okay, so public void run. Now you can see here it has given you error. Why? That name has repeated. Because I have written here E as a capital. Understood at what time which type of error will be there. Now I will write here one message in the SOP statement. In that statement, I will write one message as a shutdown hook has completed. Shutdown hook has completed its task. Okay, only that message I want to write over here. And now I want to access this method in our another program. Okay, here main method is there, so we will click on the main method, and here we are testing whether our shutdown hook will work or not. So I will give name as a test1. Now here you have to access that thread, that is the thread first. So I will use the first here as a in main method. You have to throw exception, because whenever that thread has not extended properly, it must add the exception. Okay, now we have to create interface object. We are doing at the timing of running of that program. So we need to create object of a runtime class. In that, get runtime method is there, because whenever you are using the shutdown hook, you need to access it properly in your program. We have created its object, you can see here. Add shutdown hook of classes here, which is the one method. So you have to insert it, and here arguments are there. Here you have to pass the name of a thread. Name of a thread is thread first. Okay, whatever we have created here program thread first, you have to give a name over here. And after that you have to pass the SOP statement. I will directly copy from here. Okay, so our now you have to remember one thing. I will first clear those things with you. Whenever shutdown hook will start, what you have to do? User presses Ctrl C on the command prompt. System.exit int method is invoked. User log off and user shutdown, etc. All these processes are going on. So what you have to do after execution of this program? You have to use the Ctrl C to exit from this shutdown hook. Okay, so you can see here, you can write here one message. Main thread is in sleeping. Main thread is in sleeping mode. So if you want to awake it, press Control plus C to come out of that part. Okay. After that, try catch block is there. If that will not work properly, so we can write in the try catch block. In try block, I will write the sleep method, because how much time we want to sleep it. Okay, so I will mention here 3000 millisecond. You can mention your own, no issues. In catch block, any exception will be there. We have to handle it. Okay, so this is the very simple program for the shutdown hook. Now I will execute it. Okay, see here that shutdown hook has completed its task. If you want to interrupt it, you can use the Ctrl C buttons. Understood? This is not from your syllabus, but I want to explain it because this is part of our multi-threading. That's why I have explained once again. Okay, so this will not be asked at the time of your oral or at the time of your external, but you should know what is meant by the shutdown hook and what is the shutdown process. Means what is the shutdown thread. We are going to see in another part, that is the runtime class. In runtime class, you will see how to use the shutdown thread. This is the shutdown hook, and whatever we are using in runtime class, that is the shutdown thread. So you should understand the difference between these two. That's why I have explained this hook, shutdown hook. Okay. Now we will see how to perform single task by multiple threads. We have seen the thread group, but right now we are going to see the multiple threads with the help of a single task. Okay, so before moving towards that point, first we will conduct your attendance. Okay, first A division. Roll number 1.
Present.
Roll number 2. 2 is there. Roll number 3.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Roll number 4. A division. Roll number 4. 5 is there. 6, 7. Roll number 8.
Roll number 5 is present, ma'am.
Yes, I have noted, Rutuja. Roll number 5, 6, 7 are present. Roll number 8. Roll number 9 is present. Roll number 10. 10 is there. Then 11 is present. Roll number 12. Roll number 12. 13, 14 are present. 15, 16 are also present. 17, 1, 7. 18, 19, 1, 9. 20 and 21 are present. 22, 23, 24, 25 are present. 26, 26, 27. Roll number 27. 28 is there. 29.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 30. 30. 31. 31. 32.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. 33. Roll number 33. 34 is there. 35. 36 and 7 are present. 38 is also present. 39 and 40. 39. 40. 41 is present. 42. Then 43, 44 are present. 45.
Present.
Okay. 46 is present. 47 is present. 48. Yes. 49 is there. 50. 50. 51. 51. 52. A division. 52. 53.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. 54.
Present.
Okay. 55 is there. 56. 56. 57. 58 is there. 59.
Present.
Okay. 60. Roll number 60. 61 is there. 62. 63.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. 64. 64. 65.
Present.
66. 67, 68,
Present.
69,
Present.
70. Okay. From A division, anybody has remained? Give presenting.
A51, ma'am.
A17.
1 minute. You can mention in the chat box, no issues. Finished? Okay. B division, roll number 1.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Roll number 2. 2 is there. 3, 4 are there. 5.
Present. 4 present.
Roll
3
number
present.
5. Yes, 3 and 4 are present. I am asking about 5. 6, 7,
Present, ma'am.
Sarika.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. 8, 9. Roll number 10. 1, 0. Roll number 18. 1, 8. 18 is there. 19, 20, 21.
Present.
Okay. 22, 24, 25.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. 28, 28, 29, 30 is there. 31, 31, 32, 33, 34.
33 present, madam.
Okay. 34, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. Okay, roll number 41 to 50 from A division. Those are present. Mention your roll numbers. 41 to 50. Forty-five, 50. Okay, or roll number 41 to 50. Then 51 to 60. B division. Over 51 to 60. 61 to 70. Roll number 61 to 70. Last 71 to 80. Okay. So those who have remained to give presently, they can mention in the chat box.
Ma'am, A35.
Okay.
A30, ma'am. 30.
30.
Ma'am, A10. 4, ma'am.
Okay, 1 minute. I will mention in the chat. I will mention in the chat box. Check it. Right now, I am mentioning the A division. Then I will add the B division. Okay, so these are the A division roll numbers. And now I am mentioning the B division. Don't leave the class because I want to start the runtime class. It is very interesting. So don't leave the class.
Hello, ma'am. A04 is present.
Okay.
Man.
These are the B division roll numbers. Yes, Akhilesh, I have noted. Finished? Okay, now I will move towards our main program. Yes, Deepak. Okay, so we have right now completed the shutdown hook, and we are moving towards the next part, that is the how to perform single task by multiple threads. Okay, so in that, what we are doing, we are using one thread and we are using the same process number of times in the same program. Okay, so for that I will show you one simple program. This is related to multitasking because we are using the same thread for multiple times in the same program. So you can call it as a multitasking. So I will give name as a multitask example. Main method is present in that program only. Okay, so I have given name it as a multitask which extends the thread class. So whenever we are extending, we need to write the run method. Okay, so in that I will write one SOP statement and I will mention here one message as task is going on. Okay, so I will write here this is first task. You can consider it as a first task, so you can give the name as a first task. And this is the multitasking, not a multi-threading. Okay, so we are using the same thread for multiple times. So I will write here its thread with the help of object of given example, that is the multitask example. Suppose T1 is equal to new multitask example. Okay, so this is the first thread. In same pattern, I will create another thread also. So this is T2 and this is T3. So simultaneously, I have created 3 threads and I will start it one by one. T1 dot start, We have already implemented such a type of a program, but this is comes under the multitasking, and whatever we have implemented, those codes comes under the multi-threading, because here we have created the thread in the same class, and whatever programs we have seen in that we have created thread in the another class, and we have accessed that thread over here. Okay, so simultaneously we have used the same thread. So this is the multitasking concept. This is the very simple program. So to perform this, you can use the different processes. In thread, you can replace it by the runnable interface. So this is the homework for you. Okay, what you have to do? Right now we have created multitasking program with the help of a thread class. Now you have to use the runnable interface to complete the same program. Only difference while creating the object of a thread. We have already seen such an example. So this is the one homework for you. Only have to replace thread class by runnable interface. The remaining task is as it is. Okay. So first implement this, and after implementation of this, I will show you in anonymous class. Okay, so you can implement whenever we are having the next lecture. In that timing, you can implement that code. So I will continually discuss with you how to implement with the help of an anonymous class. Okay, so first implement this program. You are having almost 2 days with you. Okay, so in that 2 days you can implement it. You can show it me. You can share your screenshots, and after that we will see with the help of an anonymous class. Till that timing, we will see the further. That is the runnable interface. That is which belonging to a runnable class. Okay. I am having one question to A division. Have you completed garbage collection in third chapter? Yes. Have you completed garbage collection in third chapter? Yes, A division. I am asking this question because I want to cover that point in the same chapter. That's why I'm asking. Have you completed garbage collection in previous any lecture? If yes, you can mention. Otherwise, consider it as a one revision, because after runtime class, I want to take that point in your lecture. That's why I'm asking. Is garbage collection has completed? Yes, A division students. What happened? Please give some response. Then how can I understand whether you have completed those part or not? Okay, let it be. After runtime class, I will give that complete those parts. It may be revision for you. Okay, so first understand what is meant by runtime class. A runtime class is used to interact with Java runtime environment, means with the JRE. In JVM, JRE is there. So interacting with it, we are using the runtime class. Java runtime class provides methods to execute a process, invoke garbage collection, get total and free memory, etc. There is only one instance of a runtime class is available for one Java application. Means in our regular program we can create multiple objects of that particular class. But whenever we are using the runtime class in our program, Am I audible? Yes, am I audible and my screen is visible? Okay. Programs, what we have done, we have created a multiple objects for a single class. But whenever we are using the runtime class, we cannot create multiple objects for runtime class. Only one object is available for this class. Okay, so I will start with one program so you can understand it how to complete those types of programs. So I will create first example of a runtime. am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Okay, I have lost my connection due to weather problem. 1 minute, I will share my screen. Okay. I have shown you how to shut down it through Java program and how to restart your machine through Java program. Whether you have seen that program or in between you have lost this screen. Yes, have you seen that program? Okay, see here. This statement is used to shut down your machine for open source operating systems like Ubuntu and Linux, Fedora like this. Okay, so to shut down such a types of operating system, you need to execute this line, and if you are dealing with Windows, then you have to use this line. Right now, I will not execute it, otherwise my laptop will get shut down. So I will not execute these two statements. And if you want to restart your machine, then in place of S, you have to mention the R for both these cases, for Linux, Ubuntu, or for the Windows here. Okay, so only change is there. I will not execute these two statements, otherwise my laptop will get shut down or will get restarted. So you can take it screenshot. I want to show you another execution of how to find out how many processes are available through our machine. Have you taken screenshot? Okay. Now I will show you how to find out how many processes are available on our machine. For that we need runtime.getRuntime. You want to find out available processors. So you need to write available processors method over here. Okay, so this will make a count. Whenever we want to print on the console, we need system.out.println. Okay. So that values get printed on the console. So I will execute this one. So it will show me how many processors are available. Okay, so total 4 processors are available on my laptop. In same way, you can find out the different memories are available. Okay, so total memory is available on my laptop and as well as the free memory available. So to find out it, I will use the another process. Okay, I have kept it in comment. First, you need to create object of a runtime class. Runtime R is equal to runtime dot get runtime method, and now you want to find out how much memory is there and how many is get utilized. So to printing on it, you need the SOP statement. In that you have to write the first R dot whatever memory is available. So total memory. So it will show you how much memory is available. And remaining memory you can see with the help of a frame. So it will display you how much memory is available. Okay, so I will execute it. Okay, so this is my total memory and this is my free memory. Okay, so which is present in the bytes. Okay, so after that, after executing some lines, means after garbage collection, after removing it, again its free memory is get changed. Okay, so we will see after using the garbage collection. Right now we have not seen how to use the garbage collection. So after that we will see how to use garbage collection to free our memory. Main process of garbage collection is what? To free our unutilized memory. So this is the way to use the runtime class in our program. You have seen that we are unable to create object of a runtime class. And if we have created, we cannot use it for multiple times. We can use it for single time only. Like this, you can see here. Okay, we have used it for single time only. Is there queries in this program? Okay, so right now I have mentioned you two assignments. One is the you have to implement the multitasking with the help of a runnable interface, and second one you have to implement these two, that is the shutdown and restart methods with the help of a runtime class. So you have to implement it from yourself. Okay. Right now, if you want to implement it, you can implement it. Yes, anybody want to implement multitasking? So I can stop my sharing screen. In next lecture, we will see remaining part, that is the garbage collection, and we will move towards the synchronization in Java. Okay, only synchronization and interruption of a thread is remained. So we will complete that part in the next lecture. See here. Right now we have covered creating threads, scheduling, priority. Only two parts are remain: threads interruption and thread synchronization. So that part we will see in the next lecture, and after that we will move towards the networking part. Okay, so only these points are there. If you are interested, then I will start the synchronization right now. But it is divided into two parts. That's why I am not starting. That is the process synchronization and thread synchronization. So here different processes are there. That is the mutual exclusion. That is the synchronized method block. Then static synchronization, as well as inter-thread communication is also there. Okay, whatever you are learning in the OS, that comes under this part only. That's why I'm asking. If we are ready to listen it, I can start right now. Yes, students. Because it is divided into subtasks. We have to togetherly run those subtasks. That's why I'm asking. If you are ready, I can start right now. Yes. Hello. I'm audible. Should I start synchronization right now or in the next lecture? So we will start in the next lecture only. I want to discuss with you A division students. Whatever method I am using, is it okay for you? Because I am using the same process for division B when our lectures has started. So I am asking whether whatever process is going on is okay for you or not. If any changes you want, you can tell me, so I can add those changes from next lecture. Yes, A division students. Yes, please be frank because I'm unable to understand how you are learning from my side. जर तुम्हाला ही जी काही मेथड चालू आहे जर ती तुम्हाला कुठे चेंज हवी असेल तर आत्ताच सांगा, कारण अजून हा चॅप्टर संपायचा आहे. जर रिवाइज करायचं असेल तर रिवाइज करायला सोपं पडेल. Yes, A division students, I'm specifically asking if you want any change in this process, you can discuss with me right now because we are having 5 to 10 minutes. If you are unable to understand it, you can tell me right now. Yes. No queries?